So I have been asking you to become aware of your emotional triggers. Now, because we are skeptical of our emotions, we are almost even sometimes derogatory when we say, oh, you're so emotional. The thing is, emotions are the things that make us act. If we didn't have emotions, we wouldn't do anything. Emotions are vital to action. So to say that you're so emotional is a nonsensical thing. We're all emotional, and we learn via our emotions. So while I've asked you to take note of your irrational, irritated emotions and the things that trigger them, these are really base emotions. What we want to do is we want to learn to become emotional connoisseurs and to be able to start to control our emotions. Now, to control an emotion and to suppress an emotion are two completely different actions. When we say, oh, you're so emotional, that's emotional suppression. Emotional control is to recognize the road signs. If you don't recognize your own personal road signs, emotional road signs, you're going to crash and burn every time. We want to avoid that because it makes for a very short-lived adventure. You're not going to get far. We want to get far. Far and exciting is what we want to do. And in order to get that excitement, you've got to learn to control your emotions. It might seem contrary, but it is the truth. So what we're going to do in this last section of week 1, this last lesson in week 1, is a fun, seemingly frivolous activity, but it is something that's going to help you label your emotions. Emotions are subtle. Passion and anger and irritation are easy, but there are so many nuances to emotion. So in the downloads, you have an emotional wheel that gives you a whole slew of emotions that you might never even have heard of. And then what I've got for you, I've got some links to various personality tests. Now, this is a fun activity, and I've chosen them across cultures. So there's a Mayan test and a Chinese test, and of course the horoscopes, and a more science-based test. The idea is for you not to believe in them, but to find the words, the vocabulary that you believe describes you best. The good and the not so good. So the emotions that you think, well, that's great, I really am proud to say that I am that. And then to be objective and honest with yourself and say, I'm that too, maybe I could improve there. And then also aspirational emotions. Say, I'd like to be that. So when you do these tests, what you're going to do is you're going to write down the things that you feel express what you are, how you see yourself today in this first week of your grounding course. And with all of the logs and all of the assignments that you do, keep them, because it's going to be a baseline for the last week in which you're going to make a comparison and see how you've progressed, how your vision of yourself and of the world perhaps has changed as you have become more and more in control of this supercharged luxury vehicle that we're all gifted with at the beginning of our lives. And so that you can start reading those road signs and avoiding the rocky patches. And it will also help you as you become more observant of your own emotions. You will become more observant of other people's emotions, and you'll be able to just step back, do that internal stop exercise. Before there's even a whiff of trouble, you will start really channeling your inner Yoda. And so you will start pushing out this new calm self into the world. And people around you will become calmer, happier, kinder. You will start becoming the solution and you will be proud. Tap yourself on the back for a successful week 1